I am so heartbroken right now. Huge shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring this video and being the official sponsor of this channel for the season. Join over 6 million users since 2023 on the #1 sports app in the world. Your one-stop shop for sports news, live game scores and stats, fantasy football, and of course, pick contests. Predict the hottest football stats like passing yards, touchdowns, and interceptions to cash in on your daily fantasy football skills. Right now, use promo code 27squad and Sleeper will match your first deposit up to $100. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for more details. I am like overly emotional right now. Like, I don't feel like I'm gonna cry or anything like that, but my God, that game was won. My God, that game was won probably 2 or 3 times separately that the Giants had that game. Like, it was over. In any other scenario, it's over. You know, Malik Neighbors, a touchdown in the last 30 seconds of the game, down the field on a first down, just airing the ball out and just saying, F it. Malik Neighbors, go catch this ball. Hand in his face, couldn't even see the ball, caught it for a touchdown. He finished the day 167 yards. Wan'Dale Robinson had a touchdown on a 4th and 4, 142 yards for Wan'Dale Robinson. Russell Wilson had almost 500 yards, 3 touchdown passes. And we lost the game. There were so many opportunities. There were so many times the Giants came up clutch. And because of the incompetence of our defensive coordinator, we lose the game. I think the biggest point, forget about the interception that Russell Wilson had. We'll get to that later. We'll get to everybody. The biggest sell on the Giants was in that this game shouldn't have went to overtime. How on earth do you have 20 seconds left to go in the game? Oh my God. How on earth do you have 20 seconds left to go in the game? And you have your defense. I can't even see these guys on the field. I just see the defensive linemen. You can't even see anybody out in coverage because they're all 20 yards back. Like they're trying to prevent a Hail Mary touchdown. Do you not understand, Shane Bowen, that we are going up against the best kicker in the NFL? There was no doubt in my mind he was hitting that 64-yarder. I don't think anybody doubted he was going to hit that 64-yarder. Kicked up, touchdown. Touchdown. Overtime. Kicked up, it's good, overtime. The Giants had so many opportunities in overtime to just end this game. They were able to force a punt twice on the Cowboys, who have the best kicker in the NFL. They couldn't even get in field goal range. We had a sack by Elijah Garcia, a really clutch tackle by Drew Phillips. That defense was tired. That defense, I can't even blame the personnel. You win some, you lose some. You can't sit out here and blame a Paulson Adebo, a Drew Phillips for giving up a catch here and a catch there when they've made clutch plays throughout this game. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some, and they were tired. They were beat. When the Cowboys called that timeout, I'm sure the Giants and those players, the defense, were so thankful and relieved that there was a timeout on the field. You saw all of them. Brian Burns, they zoomed up on him. Hands on his freaking knees. Just tired, exhausted out there because constantly Shane Bowen just wants his defense out there. He wants his defense out there. He expects 4-man rushes to get there. Now, did we blitz a good amount? For how much we had, how many defensive plays we had, which was almost 80 defensive plays, which is nuts. This film review is going to be nuts to go over. Over 80 defensive plays, and I don't even know how much times we blitzed. I'm sure the PFF stats will come out soon. We didn't blitz enough. We definitely blitzed more than usual, but we did not blitz enough. And we were getting there. Abdul Carter, his numbers don't look great, but he forced that interception. Drew Phillips had a great interception. It was a back and forth, man. The Giants shouldn't have been in that game. The Giants shouldn't even have been in that game. James Hudson, like, the whole James Hudson thing, like, I don't even care about that anymore. There was so much that happened after James Hudson got benched, because he got benched in that second drive. Like, in that second, he didn't come out the game at all. Like, that was old news. That's like a decade old right now. Like, I don't even want to talk about that anymore. It really didn't matter to the game at all, I think the biggest factor that mattered towards the game early on in that game was going for it on that fourth down, where you could have went up 16-10. And I get it. The Cowboys went on the next possession and scored a touchdown. It would have been 17-16. You're right there in that game. The Giants had to fight back from 17-13, and it's a lot. Trust me, I'm telling you right now, it's a lot farther than a 17-16. 17-13 is a lot farther because it makes you feel like you have to score touchdowns, right? It puts you at a position where you're thinking touchdowns instead of staying in the game. I always say, especially that was off an interception. So that Drew Phillips interception basically meant nothing. Because they still scored a touchdown on the next possession. So you got to make sure your turnovers are worth something. Now, you wanted it to be worth something big with a touchdown, but we were in this game by the skin of our teeth. You got to take your wins where you can get them. You got to win these small battles and keep yourself in the war. That's what I always say. And I get it. Sometimes you got to go for it. Balls deep, you got to go and get in that end zone. The Giants did that a number of times in this game. 4th down and 4, Russell Wilson deep down the field to a 5'8" receiver, Wan'Dale Robinson scoring a touchdown, But in that situation, you're up 13-10, just take your field goal. Keep yourself in the game. And I guarantee you, this could have been a different outcome if the Giants scored on all their possessions in the red zone. This could have been a different game. It's unfortunate that in a game like this, we're going up against the best kicker in all of football, because you have 50 yards to defend. The rest of the 50 are all Brennan Arbery's. Like, from Dallas Cowboys territory, he's in scoring range. That's a problem. That's exactly why you had to be more aggressive. Shane Bowen. That's unacceptable. Shane Bowen shouldn't be allowed back on the team. It shouldn't be allowed back on the plane ride home. But, of course, he's probably going to finish the season with the Giants, for sure. Cam Skattebo, he's going to wind up being our starting back. He's just, like I said, he just adds a juice to this offense that the other guys don't have. Devin Singletary is like, I don't even care if he's on the field. Tyrone Tracy is good. He's not Cam. He's not able to get those extra yards like Cam can. So I think moving forward, Cam Skattebo is going to be our lead back. They showed that today. They really leaned on him more so. Jackson Dart came in the game for a couple of snaps. That Cam Skattebo run was like low key genius but stupid, because I didn't want to put like Jackson Dart on his third time out there slipped. It was the jitters. He slipped out there. It was the jitters. And that was the first time the ball was in his hands. He handed the ball off the other 2 times. And, the second time it happened, it worked out because the whole defense paid attention to Jackson Dart, and Cam Skattebo was able to break out for a big gain down to the 1-yard line, and he got his touchdown. But yeah, listen, I know it's a heartbreaking loss, and we gave up 37 points, and we lost in overtime. This is not a bad game. Of course, we're on the short end of the stick, right? We ended up in a classic as a loser, but this was not a bad. There's so much good to take away from this game, but man, so many missed opportunities, man. Russell Wilson throwing up that interception. Why? I already talked about it already, but damn, why? Keep yourself in the game. I loved what we were doing. We had Malik Neighbors' first play of the game. Malik Neighbors, just a quick little curl to get like a quick 13 yards. Move down the field methodically. You had the whole 3 minutes to work with. To get down on the field. And you couldn't, and you got, I don't know what happened. Like I said, I feel like he felt like he can do anything at that point. I feel like he felt like he was Superman. Because he had over 400 yards passing. Because he had some clutch throws downfield. we had throws that we have not seen the Giants make in years since Eli was here. I had not felt the thrill of those deep passes in a long time. I enjoyed it. But you cannot allow yourself to feel like you cannot make a mistake. You cannot allow yourself to feel that way. Malik Neighbors was on a corner route. Why do you throw that in the seam? You're under pressure. You were still in the pocket. Get out the pocket. Even if you took a sack there, it'll be what, 3rd and 20? 3rd and 20, try to convert. If you can't, you're going to punt it back out. Do not throw an interception. Give yourself another chance to get down the field. It's an overtime. Every single down, every single play matters. It matters. Give yourself as many opportunities as you can, even if you have to stall to keep your defense rested. That defense was tired, bro. The defense, it was 2nd down and 20. 2nd down and 29. 2nd down and 29. They elect to run the ball. Usually that would be a stupid play. They knew that defense was gassed. There was 4 players on Javonte Williams. They couldn't tackle him. 4 players, including Dexter Lawrence, couldn't tackle him because they were exhausted. Exhausted. I don't have any energy to yell and scream. I did that in the game already. But, man, that was an exhausting game. Again, there's a lot of good to take away from it. Drew Phillips played hell of a game from Drew Phillips. Yes, he gave up a touchdown. Yes, he gave up some plays, that he shouldn't have. I tell you what, man, super upgrade over Darnay Holmes. Super upgrade over Darnay Holmes. I like Drew Phillips. He played like a stud today. Played like a stud. Cordell Flott played like a stud today. Paulson Adebo, again, played like a stud today. I love what we got from our guys. I did. And I fully believe we can compete. This is just the start. This is just the start of competing. We can compete in this league. The Dallas Cowboys lost 24-20 against the Philadelphia Eagles. We gave up a lot of points, yes. We shot ourselves in the foot a lot. We scored 37 points when the Eagles only scored 24. I know it's stupid to think of things like that, but it's against the Super Bowl winning Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I'm saying? That should have just demolished the Cowboys. The Cowboys stood in that game, stood tall, competed, and it took everything in their power to beat us. So, if anything, the Cowboys should be concerned. The Giants are moving in the right direction for sure. But that's it, guys. That's it. Have a great rest of your Sunday. We won money. I had a couple of picks hit on Sleeper. Check out Sleeper. I had a couple of picks hit for some good money. So in this game, unfortunately, we lost. But yeah, have a good one, guys. See you later.